Various Thoughts, Volume 35. If you're a Chicago Bulls fan, you're saying to yourself, can we please fire Coach Vinny Del Negro? Can we just get rid of this dude, please? I mean, he's just horrible. I mean, yeah, he took this team to the playoffs a couple times, but I mean, this year, I mean, I read this article on BleacherReport.com. It don't look good at all. I mean, the Bulls lost to the New Jersey Nets. That team just all around stink. And yet, wow. Now 2 nights ago, you had a 35-point lead against the Sacramento Kings. Mind you, they're a bad team, but they're improving thanks to Tyree Evans. And he's going to win that Rookie of the Year award. You could bank on that. You had a 35-point lead and you gag it away. Wow. Vinny Del Negro's got to go. He has got to go. You just can't have that. I mean, the Chicago Bulls have a tendency to fire their coach on Christmas Eve. Tim Floyd, quote-unquote, resigned in 2001. Scott Skiles, a couple years ago, he was fired on Christmas Eve. I was angry off of that. How can you fire a coach on a Christmas Eve? How can you do that? That is so pathetic. This was at the time when Isaiah Thomas was still coaching for the New York Knicks. I'm saying to myself, how can you fire Scott Skiles, but yet in New York with the Knicks, Isaiah Thomas still has his job? I mean, you see how bad he is. You see how the team is bad. He's just bad of a coach, and yet you don't fire him? Yikes. The Bulls are just, they're not going to playoffs. They got to go. Go away. Now, a couple of users asked me about the Detroit Pistons and the Charlotte Bobcats. I'll say this. The Charlotte Bobcats are improving, and so is the Detroit Pistons, even though they got Ben Gordon. I'm still trying to figure out why, in God's name, did the Chicago Bulls just get rid of him. Oh, that's going to haunt them for years to come. I just don't see the Bobcats making the playoffs for the fact that I don't think they have enough offensive firepower to get there. As for the Detroit Pistons, they do have a shot. No. Can they make the playoffs? It's possible. Will they? No. No. I just do not see that happening. So, that's just my opinion. Now, Overrated Rant, Part 2. Okay. If you haven't watched the Part 1, please do so. Now, a user, which I'm not gonna say its name to protect him. He asked me about superstars in the NFL before the 1970s, like Jim Brown, Wilt Chamberlain, Oscar Robertson, Bill Russell. Okay, Jim Brown. I wasn't born in the 1970s, so I don't know if they're quote unquote overrated. I don't know, but I'll say this. I mean, Jim Brown is he's a very good running back, but to sit there and say he's this all-time running back, no, that's going overboard. Wilt Chamberlain, that's a tough one. Oscar Robertson, that's a tough one. Bill Russell, all this dude does is win championships. I mean, does he have? I mean, I know he plays basketball, but we don't see him highlights. So all we see is just win championships with Boston Celtics. That's about it. So, but to sit there and say Ben Roethlisberger is overrated, that's really, really unfair. Okay. Ben Roethlisberger has 5 game-winning touchdowns since 2004. He was a rookie, and so was Eli Manning and Phillip Rivers. Okay. He just thrown 503 yards passing against the Green Bay Packers last Sunday and won the game. And he has 2 Super Bowl rings with 2 different coaches. How can he be overrated? I'm still trying to figure that out. Do I think the critics give him too much credit? Yeah. I feel that if it wasn't for the defense and the running game, he wouldn't have 2 Super Bowl rings right about now. Can I say the Bill Cowher is overrated? Not yet. I can't do that because he only coached 1 team throughout his entire career. George Seifert coached 2 teams. San Francisco 49ers, Carolina Panthers. So, now as for video games, I'm starting to feel that 80 to 90% of games are overrated. I'm not saying they're bad. I'm just saying they get too much hype and it's not as great as everybody make it out to be. I'm looking at Modern Warfare 2. I'm looking at Halo 3 ODST. I'm looking at Tekken 6. A little bit. Starting to be a little bit overrated. Just a tiny bit. As for Uncharted series, I hadn't even played the game, so I can't even give you my opinion on it. When I get a PS3, I'm going to play it, and I'll let you know if that game is all that, or it's just another good game, let alone just another Tomb Raider ripoff. Okay. Now, the BCS Bowl games. Now, I got the Texas Longhorns beating the Alabama Crimson Tide. That's just the way I look at it. Next up, I got the Ohio State Buckeyes over Oregon Ducks. Next game, I got Florida crushing the Cincinnati Bearcats. And possibly the most boring BCS Bowl game of them all will be Georgia Tech versus Iowa. I can see an upset. I can see it. I see Iowa punking the Georgia Tech Yellow Jackets. I can see it happening. Will it happen? Yeah. Now, there's one more bowl game, BCS bowl game. It's TCU versus Boise State. Now, I'm going to watch that. That's going to be off the chain. I hope it's a high-scoring game, but I see Boise State taking that game over TCU. Everybody's giving TCU love and everything. That's good. That's good. I want them to. But don't underestimate Boise State. They're real good. Real good. So, those are my picks. Now, before I get on out of here, hope y'all had a nice Christmas. Don't eat too much. And hope y'all have a nice New Year's 2010. And I will make one more video. It will be double shot review. G.I. Joe Rise of Cobra and The Last Dragon. I'm still working on that. So with that, SA17, peace out. Oh, one more thing. They still talking about Brad Childress and Brett Favre's situation. Now it has gotten to the point where with football fans, it's a black and white thing. Let me step in a little bit and let me say this. Brett Favre has gotten a bigger pass than any other quarterback in the National Football League, including black quarterbacks. And don't tell me that's not a race issue, a little bit of race issue. They're a little bit there. Okay. Do you think that Donovan McNabb would got away with the crap that Brett Favre is doing, that he did last Sunday night? No, he wouldn't. And it's a fact, not an opinion. And with that, I'm out.